Leopold Auer was born in Veszprém, Hungary on June 7, 1845. During his lifetime, he became one of the major pedagogues for the violin and had major influences in Hungary, Russia, and the USA. Various teachers taught him. In his early life, he studied with a local concertmaster and then continued with Ridley Cohn in Budapest. He was then given a scholarship to the Vienna School of Music. He lived with his teacher, Jacob Don't. They performed many concerts together. Then the money ran out. In order to stay alive, he performed provincial concerts. After performing the provincial concerts to keep alive, he met a concertmaster named Joseph Joachim in Hanover. Meeting Joseph Joachim was a turning point in Auer's career because he helped him get a job as the concertmaster in Dusseldorf in Germany in 1864. Auer stayed with him from 1861 through 1863. He then became concertmaster in Hamburg in 1866. In 1868, he was invited on a visit to London, England, to play Beethoven's Archduke Trio with pianist Anton Rubinstein and cellist Alfredo Piatti. Playing with Rubinstein was an even bigger turning point in Auer's career because Rubinstein recruited him to teach at the St. Petersburg's Conservatory. His initial contract was for 3 years. Instead, he stayed for 49 years. While he was in Russia, he held the first violinist position at the Imperial Theaters of St. Petersburg and headed the Russian Musical Society, or the RMS Quartet. Some of the theaters that he played at were the Imperial Bolshoi, the Kameny Theater, and the Imperial Ballet and Opera. Then, he later performed at the Imperial Mariinsky Theater, the Hermitage, and the Peterhof. During these 50 years of performing, he had solos written for him by Cesar Pugni, Ludwig Minkas, Ricardo Drigo, Pyotr Tchaikovsky, and Alexander Glazunov. As mentioned already, he headed the RMS Quartet, and some of the things he performed with that group were quartets by Tchaikovsky, Alexander Borodin, Glazunov, Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov, Johannes Brahms, Robert Schumann, Louis Spohr, Joachim Raff, and other German composers. He had many performing partners in his life. In addition to Rubinstein, his favorite was Anna Yesapora, a pianist. He also played with Theodore Lashetsky, Raoul Punya, Sergei Tyanev, and Eugene de Albert. Auer became one of the major pedagogues for the violin. He turned out many people of significance, including Misha Elman, Yasha Heifetz, Nathan Milstein, Efren Zimbalist, Georges Boulanger, Benno Robinoff, Kathleen Barlow, Oskar Shumsky, and Clara Rockmore. Auer's teaching was about guiding the interpretation and concepts of music. He offered no technical help, though he was a stickler for the technicalities of the violin. His lessons were basically a masterclass where he would invite important people to come and watch his students. He would berate them half the time, and he could be very stern, severe, and harsh to his students. On a few occasions, he demanded more krov, which literally translated means blood. However, it can also mean fire of vivacity. He hated, as he put it, lifeless playing, because he performed with great intensity. However, he would find his students good, well-paying jobs, and for his Jewish students, he used his political influence to help them obtain living permits. I will elaborate on that a bit. This was the time just before the Russian Revolution when Jewish people were getting forced out of their homes, and they were certainly not allowed to live in normal cities. So this was huge that he was able to do that for his students. He wrote many cadenzas for other composers' music. A cadenza is where there is a fermata in a piece of music, and the soloist can either improvise in that space or have something written out for them. That is what Auer would do. He wrote cadenzas for a concert by Mozart, Beethoven, and Brahms. He also wrote the Rhapsody Hongroise for the piano and violin. He moved to America in 1918 and played at Carnegie Hall on March 23, 1918. He also performed in Boston, Chicago, and Philadelphia. He taught students from his house in Manhattan and joined with the Juilliard School of Music. Auer was truly an instrumental musician in advancing the way people taught and played the violin. He died in New York City on July 15, 1930.